Hey, everybody, welcome to the Soulful Eclectic. I am your host, Dr. Diana Collins, and I want to welcome you to today's episode. If this is the first time you're joining in, welcome. So, thank you so much for taking the time out to be a part of our podcast and our audience. I thoroughly appreciate you and your time. Thank you so much. If you are returning, okay, guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And that is as grateful as I could ever give you, is that I thank you so much for being a part of the Soul Tribe. And thank you so much for sharing, caring, and just taking the time out to be here. Thank you to all the family members that take their time out to listen. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Peace, love, all that stuff. Peace, love, and hair grease. Okay. I appreciate it. And for those of you who are of my friend, sisterhood, brotherhood, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out to be a part of the show, to broadcast it, to share it, all those things. And I thoroughly appreciate you. So, as you guys saw last week, if you listened last week, I have been pretty busy. I just got back home, I would say Monday, from traveling to LA for the NAACP Image Awards, 56 Image Awards. And when I have to tell you, I am so grateful for the experience. It was amazing. It was more than I didn't even go in with expectations. Let me just say that. I didn't. I was just going to let it be what it was. I didn't have any preconceived notions, nothing. And when I tell you it was better than anything I can ever imagine, it really was. It was awesome to be in the audience. It was awesome to be back with the talent and navigating that. Even though, like I said, even though I was working, it was still great to be a part of that because, as I said, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever, how many days it will come, only the universe and God knows. But let me tell y'all, baby, when this sister is nominated, I'm going to throw a party. When this sister wins, I'm throwing a party. Okay? And y'all know how much I love parties. I don't. I'm not a party person. I say it in jest. I'm not throwing no party. A party in my house, party. Like, yes, I want. As much partying as I did this past week, I am tired. Okay? The girl is tired. And it's okay. I had fun. I met some amazing people, some of which I shared with you all. And again, that was Friday's events. I didn't even share Saturday's events with you. Saturday was just, like I said, amazing. You guys all saw the show on the East Coast at 8 p.m. But let me tell you, honey, it started for us at like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Red carpet going on, back behind the scenes things, and finding your place here, sitting, and going and meeting the stars, and then going running back to your seats. It's amazing. And let me tell y'all need to listen when these directors and stuff are telling you to sit in your seat, camera back on, in 5, 4, 3, and y'all still running and find your seat. Why is that? This is live. Sit your behinds down. Go to the bathroom and come back. And those seat fillers, let me tell y'all, they something else. They were having a good old time. And I said, y'all, go ahead. Boys, girls, both of y'all, all of y'all, just have fun. Enjoy the moment, because they truly did. The seat fillers position is real. If I didn't have a 9 to 5 and things to do, I'd probably be a seat filler in all of these awards. Now I'm going to go sit over here. But I'm sure there's a bunch of rules and regulations they have to follow with that as well. So, but I tell you, kudos to the seat fillers. They did an amazing job, and I had amazing seats. I was orchestra seats, row 2 on the left-hand side of the stage. It was amazing. It was amazing. I think I got caught on the camera on live a couple of times. Not that many, but enough that I knew. But at the end of the day, it was exciting for me to be a part of that, and for me to see it, because again, I'm a star, right? I don't care what anyone says. I'm a star. And how bright I will be is totally up to me. And yeah, so this is what we're gonna do. So with that, I you know, and having these conversations and seeing the events and being a part of the event, it 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 brought to mind. I know you guys. I talked to you about the few stars that I did meet and had engaged with, and how they were, and again I changed how I perceived their interaction. I did not put a negative undertone. I was grateful that um, I had the engagement that I had. Um, and I didn't have many of those experiences, which I am grateful for. After Friday, I didn't have any of that. It was a really nice time. Not to say that it wasn't nice, it really was. It was just different and different personalities. And again, perception. I don't know what they had going on during their day, and then they have to come in and they're on, and then so forth and so on. So I give everybody grace until there's no grace to be had. So there's the grace. And who knows? I might be working with these people again in life. So I'm not going to be ugly towards you. Not by any means, because again, I was raised not to burn your bridges, because you never know when you're going to come across these people again in life. And I don't like to leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth, though I probably do have a couple of relationships, but it's probably not so tasty. It's okay. And with that, I'm okay. Then I'm not missing any sleep, or there's no sweat off my back because of that. So there we go. And everything is an experience, right? Every relationship, every interaction is a lesson that we can take out of it and learn from. So again, I don't have any ill intent against anyone. If I left a bad taste in your mouth, then okay, I just wasn't for you, and that's okay. And I'm not for everybody. Um, and as I was told today, I can't let anyone dim my shine. So, and I refuse to let anyone dim my shine. That's something I've grown into. I used to dull my light to make everyone else feel better. And now I just like, not so much. And I share that with all of you, that you don't dim your light. Let your light shine. If your light is too bright for them, they can either move and get out the way, or put some shades on, okay? Because you gonna shine. And we all gonna shine together. And God forbid, if we all in the room together, we gonna be some bright asses, okay? Shine on. With that being said, I want to talk about today's topic, people. First, before I start all that, I got to thank my sponsors. Can't forget them. They help keep the lights on. So thank you to Divine Nubian Essentials. You are amazing. Your product is amazing. Look at my skin. This is a no makeup day. Look at that. There's no makeup. You might see some yeast under my nails because I was baking bread. Look at that. That is something. There is yeast under my nails. Flour, dough that is under my nails. I got it though. I was baking bread. Yes, today when they said no purchase day, I'm holding true. I needed bread. Okay. So therefore, I had flour, yeast, and some water and some oil in my house. My sister made some bread. It's in the oven right now. It's okay, because when we go to commercial, I'm gonna take it out. Mhm. I made my bread because I'm holding true to no purchase today, no spending the money today. So I'm not spending just the money. It's staying in my pockets. So yeah, so there we go. So I had to make some bread because I wanted some bread to go with my meal, and therefore here we are. Anyways, so yes, what thank you, Divine Nubian Essentials. Love the skin I'm in. This is my skin. There's no makeup, a little lip gloss, but otherwise, no makeup. It's me. So if you haven't tried Divine Nubian Essentials yet, please do give them a try at divinenubianessentials.com. And for those of you who would like a good read, and I know you do, please do your due diligence and purchase Reset and Relaunch by Becoming. I am one of the authors in this beautiful leadership anthology, and you can buy it right on the Soulful Eclectic podcast. It'll be great. Nice read to help lift your spirits whenever you think you are having a bad day. There's some tidbits in there to help you get through them. I think I read it, and I think there's some good pearls of wisdom and some thoughts in there that are very helpful. I even incorporated a couple of them. So there's that. And thank you to Collins Education Resource Management, where education is their passion. So, if you have someone who is struggling with their NP exams, with their RN, NCLEX exams, LPN exams, so healthcare related, whatever. I've helped doctors too. I know what the hell can I do? But with that in mind, Collins Education Resource Management is a wonderful source for you, and we are more than happy to help you navigate that. So there's that. And to our lovely WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV family, can't forget them because they allow us to be on international TV and radio. So if you have not downloaded the app on Roku, if you have not downloaded the app on your phone, be it Apple or Google, guys, do so. Come on, you're missing out on some good jams. Not for me, for this old eclectic soul. The music is hitting, okay? The DJs are hitting, and I mean, what can I say? Just give it a shot. All right, on to today's topic. Talking about being in that space, it's very easy to be in a space of that caliber and want to put on a mask and switch up to be something that you think they want to see or want to be around. And so with that, I want to say I was very proud of myself as an individual who is always code switching, putting on a mask, depending on where I am in the situation. I'm very proud of myself that I did not do that. I remain myself. Okay. As I mentioned last week when I came up with Mr. Marlon Wayans there, and probably an interaction like that would most likely, if you asked me about 10 years ago, would have made me cower and probably be like, okay, no problem or whatever. I'm like, no, I gave him the shit back, right? In a respectful way. I was not disrespectful. I didn't call him out his name or character or anything like that. I was just being me on how I respond to that. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I really don't freaking know how to use this. Okay, you help me out. And that's just me. And probably like 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have done that. So I was very proud of myself. So in that, I want to talk today about what does authenticity mean to you. So today's topic, that's just one question, but today's topic, as you saw, guys, is the power of authenticity and why being yourself is your superpower. And it really is your superpower because you don't have to fake anything, right? You don't have to figure it out, or you don't have to pretend. It's nothing for you to keep up when you are being you in your authentic light that you are, right? I mean, it is your superpower. And I can't stress that enough of it being your superpower. So as I started out, what does being authentic mean to you? What does authenticity mean to you? To me, it's just being myself, being who I am. I'm not code switching. I'm not changing up who I am just because I want to make you happy, or I think that you want to see a certain version of me or anything like that. So to me, that's what it means to be my authentic self. If at the moment I'm a goofy, joking person, then yes, of course I can. But by all means, let me just say, I can read the room. There's a time and a place for things. Okay. So definitely want to put that out there. Read the room. Okay. Don't just go out there making jokes and you're at a funeral. No, it's just not it. But you read the room and you'll be able to pick that part of you. It's still you and your authentic self, but pick that part of you that you want to portray at that time. So, which is to me is very different than code switching. Code switching means I am presenting a part of me that I think you want to see that makes that other person comfortable. And therefore, this is what I'm doing. So I want us all to really think about, what does authenticity mean to you? And if you want to share with me what authenticity means to you, please do. Because I want to know what do you think it means to you and how it relates to your life and what you're doing. And my other question to you is, have you ever struggled with being your authentic self? As I spoke and said, maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been this person, like having these conversations, not even having a podcast. I would never have thought that this would be one of the things that I'll be doing at my big age and my big stage in life. No, I actually was planning to be traveling around the world. My kids are done in school. They're having their own lives, so they don't need mama as much. Even though that begs to differ with my youngest daughter, who feels like she'll never not need her mama, which warms my heart to no end. But still, they're at their big age, and they have their lives doing their thing, and so therefore, where does mama fit in? Mama's got to do her own thing. So that's what I was planning to do. So yeah, I back before before I turned 40, I did struggle with being my authentic self. I really did. One, I didn't know who my authentic self was. Okay, let me just say that, because I spent so much time being what everyone else wanted me to be. If you guys ever watched the movie Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts, where she was making herself be the perfect bride for everyone until that time came, and it was like, boop, she was gone. And I joke about that, about myself being the runaway bride way back when, because it's hard to keep up those facades because it's not really you. Eating foods that you really don't like because the other person likes it, right? Going places that you can give two shits about, but you go because the other person likes it. Now, mind you, we do that in marriage sometimes, but that's more of learning each other and enjoyment. And I would say the same thing, but not when you are definitely afraid of hiking and you don't want to hike and you're forcing yourself to go hiking. Oh, Houston, there's a problem, right? And it's another thing to try out new things together, see if you like it. And it's like, yeah, hiking is not my bag. We did it once. I tried it. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. That's two different things. So there's that. And uh, the question of, have you ever struggled with being your authentic self? Yeah, it is a struggle, because we as Black and brown community are always made that we have to switch up when we're in certain situations. We can't be the urban authentic person that we are and have that urban vernacular in a business meeting. Just the two don't mix. Read the room, pretty much. And then reading the room doesn't mean you're putting on a mask and being fake. Reading the room means, okay, this is not a time or place for me to talk like I am with my girls in front of the house. It's just not. But being, sorry, I got distracted. Be that as it may, um, I don't see why we can't be that. If that is truly you on a day-to-day basis, and you throw a urban vernacular term in your conversation, that's who you are. Embrace it. Shit, I am not that. So for me, it's not me. But if that's who you are, and you can pull off urban vernacular in a business meeting, bruh, you got that. And people can. I've witnessed it, and I was like, oh wow, that is really cool. And made the person interesting because they were themselves. And with that, I'm like, God, can we really do that? And I think that's where a lot of us would struggle with being our authentic self, is in those situations. But I see that that is changing, as I have been in rooms where we are of mixed locations, if I should say, because I don't have a better terminology in my head right now. And so we have a lot of our entrepreneurs who are extremely freaking successful, who use urban vernacular and terminology in their business meetings and their business. And it's like it fits for the situation. So I like again, read the room and govern yourself accordingly. But I can see how we can still struggle with that whole being authentic and in your authentic space and being accepted in that authentic space. So for me, that is what the journey is like. I can't even say was like, is like, because it's still a journey. It's still something that I'm working on in progress. You know, that's a work in progress because God's not done with me yet. And I don't think he'll be done with me until he tells me, good night, young lady. We are done. And that's so, and when that comes, it will come. Hell, when it comes, I won't know about it. But I think that for this journey is something that has not ended yet. I mean, I began this journey at the age of 36 on finding who I was in my true authentic skin. And again, the journey still continues because I'm not done yet. I'm still not, I mean, we as every year is a different evolution of me and where I'm going and what I'm planning to do with my life. So there's that. And here's the other thing. Why do you think so many people feel pressure to hide parts of themselves? Good question, right? Because to me, I'm finding, especially now with today's political climate, and you know, we got MAGA and all these things going on, you know, it's just one of those things where people it's safer to hide parts of you because things can be taken away now because you're showing parts of you. So I'm finding that we are forced to pick up those freaking masks again and put them on and do the whole shuck and jive, as my big brother Balo would say, the chuck and jiving of it all, and dance again. And I don't like dancing like that. I like dancing for me. Okay. My dance. I don't want to dance to give somebody else a show so they can give me something. I don't like it. I don't I didn't like it. And I don't like it when I've learned and I'm learning my ancestors had to do it. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. I mean, first of all, you freaking brought us here against our will and you treat us like cattle. You do all these medical experiments on us to come up with these whole medical innovations. And every time, and I say this every time I teach, whenever I can, I pay homage to those souls who lost their lives in the name of science. And there are plenty of them that look like me, who lost their lives in the name of science so we can have the scientific breakthroughs that we have, including our patients who are mentally ill. Okay, so let me just throw that out there and be a humble healthcare provider and pay homage to them and pray for their souls as we use all the innovations that came off of their backs, literally. Okay, but this is why I feel and I think that we feel like we're pressured to hide parts of ourselves because now things can be and are being taken away from us because of how we present ourselves. And we are told we can't be our authentic self. Look, we got a whole crown law. Why do we have a crown law to tell us that it's okay to wear our hair the way we want to? What the hell is that? In the army, in the military, same thing. We couldn't wear, we had to cut our locks. We had to cut our hair down. And because we can't have a big afro, we can't. See what I'm saying? We can't. Okay, so your hair does its thing and what? We have a whole crown law, which will probably be taken away with this administration. And again, I don't want to go get on my political soapbox because it's stressful enough in itself. But I can't. I can't. Okay, so we're not going to do that. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not. I was getting ready to go on another tangent, and I'm not going to do it. Anyways, so with that, that's why we probably feel, in my opinion, my humble one person opinion, when when I think about it, why do you think that so many people feel pressure to hide parts of themselves? Yeah, that's part of the reason why. Because things can be taken away from them. They can be harmed on some levels as well. So yeah, there's that. But I don't want when we look at our authenticity and we analyze it, what it means for us, for each one of us, it's going to mean something different. I know there's a Merriam-Webster dictionary version of authenticity, but when you break it down, it presents itself differently for each one of us. And so I really want you to really sit down and think about it for yourself and what it means to you. What does authenticity mean to you? And you could write it. I would write it down. I mean, of course, I have it written down because it's one of my talking points. So it's written down for me. But I would write it down and talk about what it means to you, and write down what it means to you to be authentic. And also think about, have you ever struggled with being authentic, your authentic self? And what does that look like for you as you're trying to fight with yourself not to succumb to that hiding your true self to fit into a mold built by someone else? And then, my other question, why do you think so many people feel pressured to hide themselves? I told you my reason why I think people are pressured to hide themselves. Like you said, if you be your authentic self and you come in, however you come in, and that's you, they said they might take stuff away from you. You might be denied a job now for being your authentic self. So, I mean, it's just, man, feel like we're going back in time, and I wasn't even in that time, to be honest. I mean, just reading textbooks and finding out about history, they're erasing all of our stuff, and it's just like, wow. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so think about that for a moment, and we're gonna go to a commercial break. Talk to you in a minute.
Y'all doing? I would like to welcome you to a show that is called Cruise with Rob C, exclusively on WUBI Ubiquity Radio every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. My name is Rob C, and while taking your cruise, you will hear the very best in smooth jazz, smooth R&B, classic soul, as well as other genres that definitely define the very essence of smooth. I personally invite you to come aboard, and while you're here, grab your favorite beverage, turn up the volume, and have a seat as we set sail on this musical journey for your listening pleasure. You can find us at wubi.live, or depending if you have an Apple or Android device, go to your app store and download our free WUBI app. Take care, and as always, enjoy your cruise, y'all.
I am the Disco Bee.
I am the Alpha Male.
I am Benjamin Grimm, and we host,
From a Queen's perspective,
The Seasoned Gentleman.
the host of the Love Jones Cafe.
we are the Love Jones Cafe.
The Love Jones Cafe.
We are the Love Jones Cafe.
Love Jones, Love Jones, Love Jones, Love Jones.
Hey everyone, Dr. Diana Collins here with The Soulful Eclectic, a podcast about being your authentic self and maintaining your health and wellness, brought to you by Divine Nubian Essentials, Love the Skin You're In, and also Collins Education Resource Management, where healthcare education is our passion. If you're looking for a new read, check out our friend Reggie Dupree in Hoodoo Heaven, Return to Hoodoo, and Mystical Midlife Mate, because everything is happening in Hoodoo. Brought to you by WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. If you have not downloaded your app on Roku or Apple or Google Play, do so right away. The Soulful Eclectic can be found every Friday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on all your podcast streaming platforms, WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. So, see you soon. Namaste. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soulful Eclectic. I am your host, Dr. Diana Collins, and thank you so much for coming back and tuning in as we are finishing up our conversation. I don't know if we're going to be finished, but we're going to continue talking about being your authentic self and the power of authenticity. The power of authenticity and why it is and how it is our superpower. It really is our superpower. All right, so when we think about the power of authenticity, how does being authentic impact your mental and emotional well-being? Right? Let's talk about that. How does it impact your mental and emotional well-being? When you're not being your authentic self, the amount of mental work and stress that it puts on you is it's amazing. It is very stressful. It increases your cortisol level. It messes with your sleep. It does all these things to you. Depending on when and how and why you are not being your authentic self, it can impact someone who's already living with anxiety, someone who's already living with depression. Okay, if you are constantly trying to figure out what it is or how you should present yourself in situations, think about the level of anxiety on top of that it will produce for someone who doesn't have anxiety, let alone for somebody who already lives with anxiety, having to figure out, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Are they going to like me? Am I going to say something wrong? Do I need to speak properly, proper English, or is it okay? Or if I do speak proper English, are they going to look at me crazy because I talk a certain way? These things. And I say these things the way I do because this is how people actually engage with others and think, especially growing up, probably not so much now with this generation, but definitely with my generation, it was a thing. You didn't come in a room and say, yo, what's up? How you be? No, hell no. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you? How are you doing today? That's how you enter a room, depending on where you're going. Now, if I'm entering a room and I'm at home and I'm going to one of my friends' house, hey y'all, what's up? What's good? Right? Going to the office, going to a board meeting, going to the nursing unit. I'm not going to say, hey y'all, what's up? What's good? I'm going to say, good morning. How you guys? How's everyone doing today? Everyone had a good day? See how you change it up? That's me. Now, today's generation probably does not do that whole switch as such. Because again, I read the room. I figure out that maybe that terminology, that conversation will not be okay. So it's really odd that I as you can see, I have this torn mixed emotions with this whole bit of code switching, and because now it is a part of me. Now it really is because I've been doing it for so long. I mean, guys, come on, I'm gonna be the big 50. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've earned every year that I have, and I'm proud of every year because every year is a year I've gotten to live my life, and God has graced me on this earth, and I am very grateful for it. So with that, I am going to embrace it, but it's me, which is why I think me entering rooms and reading the room, it does feel on some level still like I'm code switching because I'm just not going to enter a room and be in that mindset. Now, if everyone in the room, um, if I'm entering a room for like a party or something like that, and we are comfortable, and I think your authenticity also plays, your comfortability also plays into your authenticity. So you see how this all, if you have all of these things going on in your head, how this could mess with your mental health. And then with anything that is going on with your mental health, it does transfer over to your emotional health. And if long term, it impacts your physical health. You know how many times people who have gone into rooms and do the whole code switching, and they've been doing it for so long and trying to keep up this facade and that facade, and these things, and they develop ulcers because you end up just running yourself ragged and causing the gastric juices to build up. You get ulcers, you got gastric reflux, you have excess cortisol levels because you're not sleeping. Oh my gosh, it runs rampant in our bodies. And when we say mind, body, and soul, it is real. Your mind, the way you think and you feel, impacts your body and your soul. So with that, I always even though we want everyone to present themselves in their authentic space, it can be a challenge, as I said in the beginning, that people can lose their jobs based off of being authentic because you come in with the urban, as they term urban vernacular, um, and then there's your livelihood, there's your money, or there's your coin, right? There's that. So here we are. So it does have an impact on your mental and your emotional health and well-being. And with that, how are we combating that, right? Your house, your home is your safe space. That's where you can take off all these masks and be your true authentic self in its purity. But even so, sometimes we find that we can't even do that in our own homes, because then depending on where you are in your relationship and how you and your partner communicate, that can cause problems too. So you really have to be honest and open with the person that you're with and say, hey, this is who I am in my true authentic state. What are we going to do about it? What are we doing? I'm again, at this big age, I don't want to be arguing all day. I mean, I think as much as me and Mr. Marlon Wayans communicated, and that's jokingly because we did not really communicate. But there's one thing that he did say in an interview that I caught, where he says, at this age, I don't want to be arguing about anything in our relationship. I really don't. I want to be able to enjoy our relationship. And I can honestly say he is right. At this big age, we have a good 20, 40 years left. And I don't want to spend that 20, 40 years arguing with my partner. I really don't. So, yeah, there's that. There's that. So you really have to really sit down and think about, one, who you are, and who we are will change as we grow, as we evolve, because that is the nature of evolution. It is change. So therefore, you're not going to stay the same person, and it's really unfair that we are taxing people to be the same that they were 5, 10 years ago, when 5, 10 years ago, you're not dealing with the same issues you were. So therefore, you're going to be a different person. And whatever that may look like, I don't know, but it's really unfair to say, I miss the person you were 10 years ago. I was like, yeah, the person I was 10 years ago, didn't have this, and this, and wasn't going through this, and this, in all fairness. So therefore, I can't be that 10-year ago me, because at this 10-year now, there's different things going on. We're at a different stage in our life. So it's those things that you have to constantly think about. That's why when I say relationships, marriages, friendships, all this takes work. It really does. Being your authentic self and as you change, and there's many layers to us all, is going to bring out a different version of us, right? So, with that, what are some of your personal or professional benefits of embracing your true self? What are some of the personal and or professional benefits of embracing your true self, right? So, for thinking about that, think about where you are and being your true authentic self. What will it bring to your relationship personally? Friendships, romantic relationships. What would be authentic? Your authentic self bring to that? For me, I'm going to say, for my personal relationships, I think they get to see the real side of me, and that I can be happy go lucky and, joking and having a great time, to somebody who completely shuts down and says nothing, and I have nothing and is quiet, to someone who will be um down. I don't even know. I can go to being that mother figure, and then have advice for you and things like that, and then I can be that other person that you didn't expect would swear out of the wazoo. I mean, I did a whole episode with Lolo Lavish, and I'm sure many people didn't expect some of the things that came out my mouth to come out, but that's all me. That's me in my true authentic state. These are all parts of me. And if you want to know my sign is a Gemini. Yes. And no, I'm not two-faced. I am a true friend. I am that person. And if you are in my circle, and I've invited you in, and you're in that space, that tight little circle of a space, we ride or die. What you need, I got you. Don't call me with the bullshit, and we are good. You call me with the bullshit, I'm gonna call you on it. I'm gonna call you on your stuff. That's just it. Okay. And it might not be cutesy, it may not be sugar coated, depending on where my emotional state is at that time. In all fairness, because I am human. So sometimes things I say, depending on what's going on in here, the tone may be completely off. Now you have to be in the space where it's like, oh, that's Diane. That's her. That's who she is. Okay, so let's listen to what she says. Remember, we talked about feedback and how feedback comes back to us in many ways. We have to take the tones out, and take out the feelings out, and then really listen to what is being said. That's it. Because at the end of the day, yeah, there's still a Brooklyn girl in me. Okay, it's just still there. Okay, and no, I wasn't in there running the streets. My mama wasn't that mama that was allowing me to run the streets. Okay, even when she was at work, she knew where I was supposed to be, because if I wasn't there, I knew I was getting in trouble. And some days it wasn't worth getting the ass whooping for. Okay, just wasn't. So there's that. Oh, but anyway, so yeah, so for me, in my personal, it allows me to just be me. So if I'm high, I'm high. If I'm low, I'm low. If I'm in the middle, it's just what it is. And some of my friends who are really close to me, they know, oh, she's not having a good day because of the way I'm interacting, or if I didn't respond, or if I respond in one word or something like that, then they know I'm in a different space. And then they check on me, and we got to check on each other. So they do the whole check-in. You good? Okay, what's going on? Because I heard your tone and you didn't sound like you. What's going on? And it's not like that I'm not sounding like me. I don't sound like me in a different tone, a happier space. So yeah, so it's that way. And then when you talk about it being in the professional, it depends on what your profession is, right? For me, my professions, should I say, is an educator, a nurse practitioner, nurse educator. So with that, I have to be able to be versatile in my vernacular with whomever I'm speaking with, because I need to get my message across. So if I'm in the healthcare arena, be it at the bedside or in the clinic, I have to be able to translate the medical jargon and into a way that the patients understand. So with that, I am able to switch that tone in which I'm presenting the information. So it remains to be authentic, but it will change in how I present it. And so if I have a patient who is from the inner city, or who is from Hispanic culture or whatever, I'm able to bring it to the table in that manner. So with that, in the classroom, it translates the same way. I'm able to bring the information and I present it in its authentic professional state. And then I'm able to bring it to the students in their cultural state of understanding. And I think for me, I think in that area, in those two areas, it is appreciated by both the patients and the students because they feel like I am relatable. And that's one thing you have to think about. Can you make your message and your information relatable to the individual? So it's worth trying and breaking it down to see how that works. And I think for me, it benefits because it allows the person to be more comfortable in the arena in which we're talking. The person or whomever our classroom is able to really see the human side of the person, and don't see the facade of, you know, the profession and what they think. I don't want to say highfalutin, but I guess it's same. Like they don't think you are above them, but you don't treat them as if they are less than. And I think that's the key, because most times when you're not being your authentic self, you're trying to be something that you're not. Whereas I just try to be me, and because it saves work and I don't have to try to pretend something else. So embracing my true self, I think it benefits very well in my profession. And so I throw that question out there for you all. What are some of your personal and professional benefits of embracing your true self? How does that work? I know I'm staring off into nothing because I'm thinking. I'm like, so I'm sorry if I feel like I'm taking away from my eye contact. No, but I'm not. So yeah. So can you share moments when embracing your authenticity led to um, unexpected success in opportunities, right? Unexpected success in opportunities. And I think I've seen this a lot with individuals who you probably would not think were as well versed and professional. I think a lot of us see it now in our baseball players, basketball players who have become entrepreneurs in different realms. We see it there. I think that led to them to have bigger opportunities, and it also allowed them to maintain their sense of self with that. So I don't think I haven't seen it a lot with those of us, I don't want to say regular people, but those of us who aren't of the superstar persuasion navigate those waters. So yeah, I don't know. I really want someone to really answer that for me. Can you share a moment when embracing your authenticity has led to an unexpected success? To me, I'm going to just use my personal experience. So for me, I think I noticed it when being an actress, right? Coming up, being an actress, and bringing my authentic self, and it gave me jobs, got me jobs. And I was just being me, just being me. And so I think that's one of the things that I can share, that it was very helpful to just be me so that I can be seen and get the jobs. in auditions. Actually, because when I audition, I'm just being me, because that's all I can do is be me. So it wasn't like I was pretending to be um, this other person. So I think that's where I see it benefits me, and I get to see the benefits of it a little more is during that, because when you audition and you're doing these things, they tell you to be yourself, just be you, because there's no one like you. So they have a whole song about it. Nobody can be you but you. So yeah, and it's real. Nobody can be you but you. So yeah. So if you can, and if you desire, share an opportunity, share a moment that's when you are embracing your authentic self, that it led to an unexpected positive opportunity. Thanks.
Doing. I would like to welcome you to a show that is called Cruise with Rob C, exclusively on WUBI Ubiquity Radio every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. My name is Rob C, and while taking your cruise, you will hear the very best in smooth jazz, smooth R&B, classic soul, as well as other genres that definitely define the very essence of smooth. I personally invite you to come aboard, and while you're here, grab your favorite beverage, turn up the volume, and have a seat as we set sail on this musical journey for your listening pleasure. You can find us at wubi.live, or depending if you have an Apple or Android device, go to your app store and download our free WUBI app. Take care, and as always, enjoy your cruise, y'all.
I am the Disco Bee.
I am the Alpha Male.
I am Benjamin Grimm, and we host
From a queen's perspective,
This season, gentlemen,
the host of the Love Jones Cafe.
we are the Love Jones Cafe.
the Love Jones Cafe.
We are the Love Jones Cafe.
Love Jones. Love Jones. Love Jones. Love Jones.
Hey everyone, Dr. Diana Collins here with the Soulful Eclectic, a podcast about being your authentic self and maintaining your health and wellness, brought to you by Divine Nubian Essentials, Love the Skin You're In, and also Collins Education Resource Management, where healthcare education is our passion. If you're looking for a new read, check out our friend Reggie Dupree in Hoodoo Heaven, Return to Hoodoo, and Mystical Midlife Mate, because everything is happening in Hoodoo, brought to you by WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. If you have not downloaded your app on Roku or Apple or Google Play, do so right away. The Soulful Eclectic can be found every Friday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on all your podcast streaming platforms, WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. So, see you soon. Namaste. Hey everyone, thank you so much for taking that time. Hope you got something to drink in the meantime. I could go on and on about this because I have so many questions to talk about with that. So my final thoughts: if you could tell your younger self one thing about authenticity, what would it be? Yeah, what would it be? Good question, right? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, if I could tell my younger self one thing about authenticity, what would it be? Probably it's the hardest thing to do because you want approval from everyone, and you are scared that being yourself would not be approved or you won't be liked by anyone. So definitely, I would say probably find yourself, your sense of self, and love. Got to start there, right? Love yourself. And man, yeah, love yourself, because if you love yourself, being your authentic self comes easy. It doesn't matter. You don't care what anyone else says, because you love you and you love who you are. So I think that's it right there. Love yourself. So for you guys, can you take away that can start you from living your authentic life today? We said so much today. And then there's still so much more to say. But yeah, so think about that. I gave you some questions, maybe start by answering those questions, right? What does authenticity mean to you? That was one. Have you struggled with being your authentic self? And again, what is that journey like with that struggle? And why do you think so many people feel pressured to hide parts of themselves? Okay, that was the other question. And then um, we talked about the power of your authenticity. So those questions, in case you didn't write them down, I gave you the first three. The next three are: how does being authentic impact your mental and emotional well-being? How does that how does that impact your mental and emotional well-being? And what are some personal and professional benefits of embracing your true self? Yeah. And then lastly, can you share a moment when embracing your authenticity led to unexpected success or opportunities? I think I love that one the best because that's always our happy space because we got something from being ourselves. It's like a reward for just being you. What's that? A reward for being me? Like I'm that person that I get rewarded just for showing up and being my me. Okay, so yes, if you have a moment where you were just being you, you're gorgeous, you're handsome, you're whatever you, share that opportunity. What was that like? Okay, so in that, I'm just gonna let us go on that because I think we covered a lot of ground with that. And before I go, I wanted to share one more thing with the with being at the Image Awards. I was being my authentic self, having those conversations, and again, I'm going to pat myself on the back because I'm very proud of myself in being that and doing that. Right. So I learned, and I want to share this with you guys. So there's a new platform that is similar to Facebook and Instagram, but and is it is created and run by us, and it's called Spill. So if you have not, it's like spill the tea, spill. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you guys, but let me see if I can do it here. It's called Spill, and you sign up just like you do with all the other sites. And I urge you all to, if you can, support, right? It's all about support. So support something that is for us, by us. And I think it's a wonderful tool to share authentic information. So I'm going to share it with you guys really quick. It just came to mind, and I said, "Ooh, that's what I wanted to tell everyone about." Is that? So I'm going to share it with you so you can see, and let's see where we can go. There we are. So Spill. And it's at spill.com. That's what it is. And here you are. And it's another information platform for us, by us. And it shares information about what's going on in the Black and Brown community. And got recipes, same with TikTok, you make your videos, do all that. If you can, definitely sign on and be a member of spill.com. And as you can see, you can get it on both Google and Apple apps as well. All right, so there you are. I don't get paid for that one. So for that Spill, it's free because I appreciate it that it's there. And I wanted to make sure I share with everyone spill.com. So no, they're not a sponsor. I'm not getting paid to share that content. I really believe that it is something that we should be a part of. If we can be a part of Facebook and Instagram that is not created by us, why can't we get onto something that is by us and support one another? So there we are. That is my support. So thank you all for tuning in. I thoroughly appreciate you and if you can, share it. Take care of yourselves and each other. And if you haven't tried Divine Nubian Essentials, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Come on, guys. Get some. Great stuff. Again, look at me. All right. Yeah, I know I'm beautiful. You stop. I'm only kidding. Anyway, so yes. So thank you so much for joining us. I thoroughly appreciate you all. Please continue to take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, do not give from an empty well. You can't run on fumes. And if you can and you remember, please do reach out and share something about how you use and be your authentic self. If you have anyone or you know of anyone, or even if you want to be a guest on the Soulful Eclectic, feel free. Reach out on the soulfuleclectic.com. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram. And I'm on TikTok too. Though I haven't posted anything lately, but I'm on there. So if you want to reach out, I greatly appreciate it. So with that, I say take care of yourself and each other, and just be blessed. Namaste.